In this video, we will go over the installation of the gas pilot system. Follow these quick steps to get to your brew day. With the tabletop on the ground and the set screws loosened, place the 3 legs on the back side of the table and grab the apron. Place 2 legs into the ends of the apron and slide into the table. Set the last leg through the middle of the apron and into the table. Slide the shelf upside down onto the legs until the legs extend through the shelf bracket about 1 to 1.5 inches. At this point, tighten all the set screws in the table. The caster has a bolt running through it with a rubber outer casing. When the bolt is tightened, the rubber will expand. Once the caster is placed into the leg, tighten the caster bolt to ensure it's securely in place. Find a friend and flip over the table. Peel off that sweet coating. Install the right riptide to the apron with the 1/2-inch hex bolt and 1/4-inch washer on the outside and close with a nut on the inside. Mount the 4 bolts and fasteners, then run the riptide cord through the grommet on the apron. On the left riptide, leave the bottom left bolt empty for this installation. Install the left riptide with a 1/2-inch hex bolt, 1/4-inch washer on the outside, and close with a nut on the inside. Mount the 3 bolts and fasteners, then run the riptide power cord through the grommet on the apron. On the square hole next to the right riptide, use the 2 3/4-inch carriage bolt and close with a 5/16 thick washer, 1/2-inch P-clip, 1/4-inch washer, and nut. Angle the P-clips upward for the cables to run through. On the same bolt, place a nut and 1/4-inch washer halfway down the bolt. Mount the P-clip on the gas manifold to the bolt and close with a 1/4-inch washer and nut. Use the 2 3/4-inch hex bolt with 1/4-inch washer on the outside of the empty hole on the left riptide. Then use the 1/2-inch P-clip, 1/4-inch washer, and close with a nut on the inside. On the same bolt, place a nut and 1/4-inch washer halfway down the bolt. Mount the P-clip on the gas manifold to the bolt and close with a washer and nut. On the furthest left hole on the apron, place the 1-inch carriage bolt through the outside and close with a 5/16 thick washer, 1/2-inch P-clip, 1/4-inch washer, and nut on the inside. Run the riptide cables through the empty P-clips. Plug the solenoid cable into the solenoid and tighten the screw. Run the cable through the P-clips. Plug the second solenoid cable into the other solenoid and tighten the screw. Run this cable through the P-clips as well. Mount the gas controller to the controller mount assembly with the 5/8" Phillips panhead screws through the bottom of the assembly. When tightening the screws, the feet on the controllers will be compressed. Ensure to not over-tighten these screws. Secure the controller mount assembly to the table with a 2 3/4 inch hex bolt, 1/4 inch washer, and close with a 1/4 inch washer and nut on both the front and back of the table. Remove the grommet in the controller mount assembly. Connect the ground from one controller to the other's stud on the back. Run the other controller's ground cable and power cables through the grommet and the controller mount assembly. Run the solenoid cable through the bottom of the controller mount assembly and plug into the back of the controller. Plug the middle solenoid cable into the mash controller. Plug the left solenoid cable into the hot liquor tank controller. Run both sensor cables and both ignition cables through the bottom of the controller mount assembly and plug into the back of the controllers. Refer to this image to determine which end of the ignition cable connects to the controller and which connects to the igniter. Reinstall the grommet. Plug in the controller power cables and the riptide cables into the electrical box. Clip the ground cable anywhere on the metal of the electrical box. Mount the liquid manifold to the center of the apron with the 1-inch carriage bolt and close with a nut. Assemble the Hellfire burner retaining bars on the 4 legs of each burner. Install the orifice through the spring, air damper, and screen on the burner venturi. Your accessory kit will come with burner bracket A and burner bracket B. You will need 2 of each bracket for all burners. Install the brackets as shown with the 1/2 inch hex bolt and nut. Torque to 150 inch-pounds. Mount the Hellfire burners to the table with a 5/8 inch carriage bolt through the top and close with a washer and nut. Use a 7/16 deep well socket to tighten. Once the burners are mounted, attach the needle valve to the Hellfire burners and tighten. Ensure the needle valves are closed before use. Attach the gas supply line to the needle valve and tighten. Mount the igniters to the left and middle Hellfire burners with a Phillips screwdriver. Measure the igniter to 1.5 inches and cut the igniter with diagonal or bolt cutters. After the igniter is cut, bend the igniter so the tip is 3/16 to 1/4 inch from the burner casting. Ensure that the tip is above a nozzle in the burner casting, and also be careful to not break the ceramic on the igniter. Mount the hot liquor tank and mash stickers to the controllers. Run the igniter cables through the P-clips and connect to the igniters. Ensure the correct cables are being connected. Connect the cable from the hot liquor tank controller to the left burner and connect the cable from the mash controller to the middle burner. Run the sensor cables through the P-clips. Connect the hot liquor tank sensor cable to the sensor in the hot liquor tank. Connect the mash sensor cable to the sensor in the liquid manifold. The accessory kit will also come with zip ties to help tidy up all the cables. Install the other temperature sensor into the liquid manifold. Install the whirlpool kit to the boil kettle with the linear flow valve and O-ring on the outside and bulkhead fitting on the inside. Once tightened, install the whirlpool tube with shaft collar into the bulkhead fitting. Install the brewmometer to the boil kettle. Remove the dip tube on the mash kettle and place the false bottom into the kettle. Reinstall the dip tube with the false bottom washer and tighten the shaft collar. Install the brewmometer into the mash kettle. Install the auto sparge to the top hole in the mash kettle and tighten the nut on the auto sparge. The accessory kit will come with a longer hose and extra float ball for the 20-gallon and 1-barrel systems. Run the hose through both float balls and attach to the auto sparge. Install the temperature sensor from the gas controller into the hot liquor tank. Use the spiral bundling wrap to maintain the cables. Double up on some of the longer cables to keep from having them dangle. Install the quick release bracket to the table with the included hardware and the quick release bracket kit. Install the other portion to the Terminator and attach the bracket to the table. Put the quick connects together and place them on the system as shown. Cut the silicone from point to point and clamp the metal pinch clamps with a crimping tool or diagonal cutters. Refer to each manual for individual product information. Now your system is complete and ready for many years of brewing excellent beer.